welcome to the Comicspiracy episode 144 for the week of February 3rd, 2014. It is no longer January. So hence it's not January anymore. It is now February, as is the progression of time on our calendar. My name is Ryan Higgins, who is here with me this week.
Brock Sager.
It is Omar. I just touched the first appearance of Sinestro.
Oh, yeah?
Bryce.
No, just go around the table.
Toby.
Oh, there you go. Bryce and Toby are here. No Charlie. Charlie is sick. He will hopefully be joining us next week. Sick of this podcast, more likely. Yes, we've had a nice collection of comic books in here that I am grading out for one of our customers. And so I get to show everyone our awesome collection of X-Men #1, Avengers #1, First Sinestro, First Appearance of Green Lantern, Daredevil 1.
Yeah, that's incredible.
First Rise of Ghoul. A bunch of nice comics today.
Books way out of my price
good stuff.
range.
These will be on eBay very shortly. I will let very shortly if CGC sends them back to us, which usually it takes 3 or 4 months. So in 3 or 4 months, we'll be selling these comics.
Are you going to sell?
I don't know if I'm selling them or if Scott's selling them, but we're getting them graded, so he's coming through the store here. So I don't normally do grading for customers, but Scott, who has been in this podcast before, he's a special case. He's a friend, so I'll grade for him.
Oh my god, I never noticed
CGC.
that Beck looks like Jesse Eisenberg.
What's it?
Beck looks like Jesse Eisenberg.
We'll talk about Jesse Eisenberg in a little bit here. We have some questions here.
Questions.
And this is from Mark on Twitter, who asks, with Captain America the Winter Soldier looking to be great, and this is a bit of a loaded question, what makes Marvel Studios creatively and successfully better than Marvel Comics? And I would argue that you could say this is probably the same with Warner Brothers as well, only because the movies and the cartoons and the TV shows a lot of times take the essence of 50 to 70 years of these characters and distills them down to a very kind of perfect little ball and runs with them. And like, we could take the best of the stories and forget all the garbage and only focus on the good stuff. It doesn't always work, but I would argue that Marvel has a lot of really good stories. When you get to put out 100 stories a month as opposed to 1 or 2 stories a year, you're going to get that good stuff's going to rise to the top. A little tougher with Marvel, but the movies you can kind of do. Take this perfect little script and put it out. Doesn't always work, like I said. There have been some Marvel movies and DC movies that haven't worked quite as well as others, but I think that's why.
Catwoman and Elektra.
Anyone disagree? Anyone? Yeah. Omar, you seem to be agreeing. Nodding.
I mean, it's easy. It's an easy answer.
Yeah.
I mean, comics, first of all, it's not a very popular medium.
Sure.
It is nostalgic for many because we've kind of come across them throughout our life. But when you watch movies, I mean, movies, it's just easy to talk about a water cooler with everybody and anybody about, along with the TV. And it connects back to celebrities in Hollywood. I mean, that's what it really is all about. Everyone just wants to be, on the Bojangles of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt and everybody else. I mean, if no one cared about Hollywood, movies probably wouldn't be as successful here, at least the Hollywood engine.
Right.
If you watch like Japanese films, you watch Italian films, it's all about the director. We're starting to move in that direction, I think. People are getting better tastes in that way. But I don't know. In my opinion, I think that the movies will never equate to me what the comics do, because when I watch, the only thing that I've ever seen like in a medium, be it TV or movies, that's gone beyond what I've actually read in pages is Game of Thrones. And that's just it.
No.
There's never really anything that I've ever read, because nothing matches your imagination, really.
Well, people always say, the book was better, right? I mean, when it comes to movies or TV shows, the book was, because it's a source material, but
except for Lord of the Rings.
Well, I think if you're trying to compare, which I don't disagree with that. I've read some of Lord of the Rings that they were okay with. I love those movies. But you're trying to compare, the nostalgia of their original work versus kind of what they mean more than just what they are. They're more than just this 22-page comic or 300-page novel. I mean, something like Lord of the Rings or Captain America have become way more than just the book. Even before the movies existed, they were these cultural phenomenons that existed and spawned all these things. And then the movies kind of take it to that pinnacle level, just that highest level you can get of maximum exposure.
Sure.
Nothing else will be seen. No one will read. Sure more people saw. I'm sure more people read the Bible than I'm sure saw some of these Bible movies. But that's probably the only exception, right? Most times, more people see the movies and shows than the books, book versions.
And Lord of the Rings.
So, Lord of the Rings did sell a lot of copies.
Well, I think that part of it is you take something like you said, an essence of something, and you're bringing it to a different medium. So you're not necessarily completely bogged down by continuity and all this stuff that's going on in comics. Because month to month to month to month to month, you have to focus on very limited.
Right, the continuity is stripped away, the garbage is stripped away, and you're left with just sort of this pure.
But I think that at least for what I've noticed with Marvel movies is that I've liked that they've dropped the numbers off. Like Thor was Dark World,
but that's everything.
Well,
that's not Marvel.
Yeah, they're starting to do that more. But I like that because now it's like this is just the Captain America story. It's not Cap 2.
Yeah,
it's just a Cap. So they're treating it not as if it's the second movie in a trilogy. They're treating it as its own individual movie.
I can't think of any franchise outside of like Fast and the Furious that still numbers their movies. And with Fast and Furious, it's kind of a joke in the title.
Yeah.
Not for all of them.
Yeah,
but
it's like Friday the 13th or something.
Yeah, like they don't. That used to be the way they did everything. 2, 3, 4. But like no movie does that anymore. All these movies now have these. They want them to be these standalone properties, which they aren't. But that's what they want. Mitchell.
Hey, Mitch.
Not your friend Mitchell.
Oh, damn it!
I'm lying.
Hey, Mitch, anyway.
I'm lying. It's your friend Mitchell.
I know.
Asks, are any of you excited for the new Punisher? It's coming out. I don't remember who's doing it.
There's a new Punisher.
There's a new Punisher book coming out. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say movie.
No, comic. New comic coming out. I'm sure if I was a better podcast host, I would look up and see who is doing this.
But you're not.
I'm not. So here's the issue. So I brought this up before, and my favorite thing about Punisher. I have no interest in the Punisher, yet probably the most Marvel book that I own, that didn't come out right. The book published by Marvel in the last decade that I own the most of, that sounds better, is The Punisher.
Really?
Because The Punisher had Garth Ennis, Jason Aaron, and Greg Rucka. All those guys, there was bits kind of in between.
Greg Rucka's my favorite.
But the Punisher has had some of my absolute favorite creative teams of comic books I've published in years, at least for Marvel. And so I am not super excited for the new Punisher, but I will read it.
Who's on it?
Like I said,
He's
if
not
I
a
was
podcast.
a good,
sorry.
I could find out.
So, quick question while you're stalling and looking it up. Why has it not been more successful if it's had such amazing creative teams on it?
Because Marvel likes to fuck with it.
Got it.
Well, it was pretty popular during the early Ennis stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it is Nathan Edmondson who's done a handful of indie titles, and actually, I kind of like this new Marvel website layout. What's going on here,
a lot of
Marvel?
things about Marvel are great, Ryan.
Did you get someone to figure out how to make a web page for you? The Marvel website was a disaster.
Yeah, it was bad.
Like,
Did Edmondson? Is he doing Nowhere Man?
no, I don't think so. He's done a lot of indie stuff.
Oh,
I don't know if he's done much Marvel stuff. But now Punisher is moving to Los Angeles, along with the new Ghost Rider, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Los Angeles getting some love. Well, they got to start basing comics in L.A. because with all the movies, and Hollywood loves making movies in L.A. So now they can have more movies in L.A.
Maybe we'll get maybe we'll get a Thunderbolts movie on Netflix.
Maybe we are. Aren't we? Well, no, we're getting a Defenders movie on Netflix.
Yeah. But why not Thunderbolts if, Punisher, Ghost Rider,
Sure.
Elektra.
Mike Campbell on Twitter.
Yeah, it is.
That's the new Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
It's not Thunderbolts. Yeah.
Mike Campbell on Twitter asks, what city should the Punisher go to next when Marvel cancels this run after 7 issues? So he's going to L.A. They've done a couple New Orleans.
I could see him in New Orleans.
Nolans runs of the Punisher. He's been there a few times.
He needs to go to Harlan County. That's where he needs to go.
I don't know where that is.
So he can hang out with Raylan Givens?
Yeah, Raylan Givens.
I don't know who any of these people are. They sound
hip-hop
southern. Oh.
Punisher was to go to another country. What
With a country.
What?
He's been to France before. I know that.
I did not know that.
Oh,
So
well.
where would he go?
I think he
like
fought
to see-
Barak Zalipa.
Czech
I wanna see him
Republic, yeah.
what's that place called? Dr. Doomland?
He's been to Russia.
Latveria.
Well, that very.
Killing me. You
Sorry.
don't know where Dr. Doom lives?
I can't say it.
Latveria. I said he's been to Russian. I, of course, meant
You know
he's been
that
to
it's-
Russia. He should go to Japan, fight the Yakuza. That'd be great.
Oh, giant
That
robots.
would be great. In the hand.
No, giant robots and sea monsters.
I'm sure he's been there. At this point, the Punisher's been everywhere.
You know what? I got the title. Punisher Down Under.
The one place the Punisher is not.
That sounds like a movie I've watched before on YouPorn.
took the words out
I'm
of my
sorry,
mouth.
bro. Sorry.
Jesus.
And Crocodile Dundee can make a cameo appearance.
Oh, Paul Hogan.
Has anyone here read Brian K. Vaughan's run on Swamp Thing?
No.
I know that Brian K. Vaughan is incredible. Does that count?
I've
or
read a couple
no?
issues of Brian K. Vaughan's run on Swamp Thing, and Brett wants to know if any of us have an opinion on this, and is it worth reading? I would say yes, because it's Brian K. Vaughan, but I remember I read the first few issues when it was out. I don't remember too much of it, but I don't think he was kind of given carte blanche to do what other people had done on it. So
They're just releasing the trades of that
Right.
soon, right?
yeah, it just came out the first volume of his run.
Yeah.
They've been in and out of print for years, but there's like a complete. It's just big giant letters Brian K. Vaughan, little letters Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
So
The tough thing is that it's Brian K. Vaughan, so you want to read it because you know that it'll be amazing, but it's Swamp Thing, which to me, a lot of people I'm sure love Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
I am not one of those people, so I would be like, So for me, it's 50-50. But
Chris on Twitter asks, has anyone seen Justice League War yet? Which is not. I think it actually comes out tomorrow
yeah.
in the recording.
But it was on iTunes last week.
Oh, was it on iTunes?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know it got leaked like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they had the premiere. A couple of my friends went to the premiere in LA.
Nice.
leaked on iTunes?
No, it got leaked like these things get more. The DC movies always get leaked like a month before release, all the time. So
10-second question. Why are no good DC movies on Netflix?
there's
Only like 3.
the animated movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be.
I want to watch Flashpoint so bad.
Netflix.
Oh, dude, I have it.
Okay, well, okay.
Netflix.
Problem
I've noticed Netflix has they'll have a couple of films from
Yeah.
like places like they have a ton of Disney
Yeah.
stuff, but no real Disney films.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
you know,
Warner
they don't really
Brothers-
have too much. They'll have like a small amount.
I don't think any of the big DC superhero movies are on Netflix streaming.
No, they have more than 3 on streaming.
No, but I'm talking like is Batman
Yes.
or Batman?
Well, I don't know about Batman, but Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
No.
I'm full there.
Right, no, but I'm talking.
They
I'm
are?
talking Dark Knight or Batman Begins
Yeah.
or Man
like
of
the movies
Steel
movies.
or Green Lantern or most of their animated movies. I don't think they're on Netflix streaming
They're
because
not.
I've looked.
Right.
I've
But
looked,
I'm talking about the cartoons because I want to catch
Yeah.
up on the cartoons. I sit with Little Man and
but
and
like
pretend that
Batman
it's for him. And
Batman animated series isn't
Oh,
on
you
there.
need to watch the Unlimited stuff. Don't give me that stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah,
No. The is I don't think that you're right. I don't think that
Oh,
it's
no.
available.
I can prove it to you right now.
no. I think Batman
any
Beyond. There's a couple things that are on streaming for Netflix. I think Batman Beyond is, and I think Justice League Unlimited is. But I think that's it.
Didn't they put Batman Adventures up?
Like the Batman animated
Unlimited
series.
stuff,
Yeah,
man,
the
because I just
No, it's not. I
it's
also
not.
would have watched that, but they
Yeah.
only have Brave and the Bold, which
Right.
is fine, and I
Okay.
watched that.
Yeah, no-
As far as
No, I
understand,
just
it's
watched the Task Force X because of the Suicide
Yeah,
Squad.
there's a
That's on there.
lot. There's a lot of that Warner Brothers stuff. Now, Marvel, most of their movies are, and I don't know about their animated series, but I think a good number.
I've seen that CG one where they're short and like
Superhero Squad.
Yeah, Superhero Squad's on. there.
Yeah. So Marvel's got a decent amount. I know they're big movies. I know all the Marvel
Yeah,
cinematic
the Marvel
movies
cinematic movies are on.
are all on there because I always see those.
So is Netflix? No, they're not owned by any particular. Okay.
No,
No,
But
it's-
Warner Brothers has a Toby. It's the thing you hate. What don't they do their things all
Marvel?
on? No.
Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet,
That's
yeah.
the most horse shit ever.
Yeah.
invented. Yeah.
So I think they have a lot of their stuff on Ultraviolet. So, let's see. It's from Alistair, who says, "Ask the crew what their favorite." So none of us have seen Justice League War. Hopefully, most of us have seen it next week. We'll talk about that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Alistair,
Speaking of which, since you're talking about animated
Yeah.
movies, shouldn't we do like some kind of like top 10 of animated? I got all hyped when I
Oh,
saw Evan's
yes!
post on Geekbox.
we'll totally do that next week.
Yeah, let's do that.
In fact, you know what? I wanted to do something for this, but we'll start next week. There's a great post of like top 10 or like kind of rank the animated movies, rank the animated series.
Yeah.
We could even put this out to live action. I don't mind doing this for the Marvel movies as well. Maybe every week, every other week, we'll pull up a little list. If we've got something, you got a little something.
Give us homework.
this.
Everyone waits for their top 10 lists end of the year. Fuck
Yeah.
that. Let's just do one every
just
week.
whenever.
Yeah, fuck that. I agree.
Everyone loves lists,
Yeah.
for some reason, and that's a good little time
easy.
killer. So
Thanks, Evan.
on those weeks where we have maybe not as much to talk about, that's a great thing. We'll kind of keep in reserve, so we'll bust those out when we need them.
Do some homework.
Alistair says, as a crew, what everyone's favorite book is at the moment, skip Bryce, because we know it's whatever X-Men book he's reading is.
Okay, Alistair.
He's not wrong.
First of all, you're not wrong. Second of all, there are a lot of X-Men books. Which one is the best one?
That is...
Right now-
Is it now the return? Drum roll! Is it now the return for Bryce's semi-annual top 7 X-Men books?
again.
I'll do that again due to popular demand, Ryan.
Well, when all
later,
when all the relaunches come out, why don't we?
we can do it right now. I'll tell you, it's not X Factor with the relaunch. Right now, it's Wolverine and the X-Men.
You were really liking X Factor pre-relaunch.
Yeah, the first 2 issues of the new stuff.
No good.
Dislike.
Was it that ad with Gambit? And
Thumbs
the
down on
kittens
Facebook.
in the back?
No,
of the issue?
it's the weird. They're sponsored by some mysterious benefactor, and they don't know if he's evil. Spoiler alert: he's evil. I don't know
shit.
when they're going to reveal that. It'll probably be around issue 50.
Sounds a lot like, was it like
Everything else?
Justice League International back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and Exiles. Like, didn't he turn out to be
yeah.
kind of like a douchey guy? I'm not sure if I can say that. But
Gonorrhea?
Douche. What?
Yeah.
That's fine.
So anyway, X Factor, not liking it. Wolverine and the X-Men. I know that it's winding down, but it's been great. I'll do my list later. Other than that, my favorite book right now is Avengers.
Okay. Everyone else, what one random book right now? Not a pick, just not a random
Just
pick.
like what is my favorite book right now?
What's your favorite thing you've read maybe in the last week or two?
I'd have to go with
Yeah.
like Harley Quinn. I've been really liking that series.
Cool.
It's been really good.
Manhattan Projects. I'm wearing the shirt today.
Nice.
That's right.
Oh, you know
Man,
what
I
else is good? Is
tried.
Bad Science.
I tried that book. I couldn't get into it.
Are you a history buff?
Not really.
Are you a science nerd?
No.
No, it's not for you, bro.
Yeah. I just couldn't get into that. I think it was interesting, but
Dude, my favorite shit is just like that all the presidents and politicians are like having orgies and like have these like those.
the
what is
truth
the
comes out about this book
They have
and
these
you
loofah
like it.
hats on. What are those?
All of a sudden, we know why you like that book.
Yeah, it's great.
Who's
Toby.
the book by?
Oh, Hickman. God.
How do I not buy
God.
this book? It's by Hickman?
Yeah, it's incredible.
How have you not told me to buy this book?
we've talked about it before.
No, we have not.
If Geoff Johns started like just smoking a lot of weed and doing some lines of coke and drinking a lot of beer, it would be Jonathan Hickman. But Jonathan Hickman is a family man and totally reserved and quiet. But his comic, all of his craziness goes out on the pages. He's like Remender's right in the middle of them, I would say.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a
because
great description, 'cause I love
Remender
Hickman
lives
and
that.
Remender and Johns.
Yeah, Remender and Fraction were like that. Like they actually live it, you know. But
Got it.
Toby, book.
I don't know which books it is, but I think it's called The Search for Spock. I mean, Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really digging that one right now.
Amazing X-Men.
Is it Amazing X-Men?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm really liking that one right now. I like all the little
For
bamps.
Nightcrawler.
I like how the
Gambit's not in that book.
no, but I
Wow.
like the little bamps they're building, that little giant machine that makes them jump into other dimensions and stuff like that. It's like the little gremlins were up to something.
Yeah, Toby was like the other day. He's like, "What? What are these things? What are these little bamps? What are these little nightcrawlers? I love them. I love them."
They're fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I'm gonna read all of Jason Aaron's Wolverine and X-Men now because of the little bamps.
hell
Dude,
yeah.
the Bamps are amazing.
Yeah.
I want,
And then with the...
I want them. I want them in my attic. I want them everywhere.
Well, okay, TMI, Toby. So the blue Bamps, and then all of a sudden, Amazing X-Men, you get red Bamps. Who
Yeah.
saw that one coming?
Yeah.
Oh my God, not me.
I saw it coming with the Hulk because they'll probably have green Bamfs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, was
Gray
my
Bamfs
sarcasm
and
not
then
teal enough
Bamfs
for you?
and-
Got
I'm
it.
just letting you know.
I caught up on Coffin Hill. Although you're 4 issues in, I should not say I caught up on it. But I read the first 2, and then I read the second 2, and I really like Coffin Hill. That's been one of my favorite books.
It's definitely gotten better.
Yeah.
I wasn't into
Love
that
the
first
book.
issue, but I've enjoyed it a lot more.
Vertigo book. Takes place in Massachusetts. Bunch of goth witches. It's so up my alley.
It's
That's
the
right up
Massachusetts
my alley.
part that got you, huh?
Sweet.
Yeah, that put it over.
Chicks and tattoos.
I thought this was a random pick from you like 5 months ago.
Yeah, like when the first issue came out, I was like, "This is really good," and then like I didn't read the rest. Then I read the rest, and I was like, "Yep, this is still really good." Especially with Vertigo, I tend to not read them monthly. Like I got like a year's worth of Fables and Ferris just built up, and I'll just burn through them over a weekend. So,
by the way, I love that track that you did. Was it the Clan of Oxima or whatever? Clan of
Zymox?
Yeah, Zymox. That's the jam. I remember that.
That song?
Yeah.
That song's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like this total gothy band called Clan of Zymox. They released 2 albums that are like total like late 80s like Brit Europop, like out of nowhere. That song's fantastic. Yeah.
That's one I remember.
Phoenix of My Heart. I love
what's
that
funny is we know that this is going to be in the description for the podcast.
Clan of Zymox.
Clan of Zymox, dude.
So you can copy and paste
that
it
New Zealand
search
chick was
it
kind of
later.
hot, dude. That was my white phase.
Nice.
All
All
right,
right,
more questions.
we got a couple more questions
how you
here before we hit up a few of these news stories. We got a few questions about news stories we'll talk about. So if we skip your questions, probably because it's going to be part of that. This is from Jackie, who actually visited myself and Brock the other day, last week. Came by a week and a half ago or so. Stopped by the store.
He drew all of you guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he gave us a little card. It's over. It's in the back. It's in the back.
Yeah, grab it before it ends up.
Yeah, and he brought a jar of candy.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. He says, any reason to be hyped over the new Fantastic Four? I haven't read Fractions Run, but I heard it was no bueno. He was correct. It was no bueno.
No bueno compared to Hickman, of course.
But I am. The Hickman stuff is amazing. Yeah. But I'm really hoping James Robinson, who's doing the new run.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping his stuff is good. I've read All New Invaders. That was not all that hot.
So I don't know what no bueno means because I don't speak a Spanish.
It's not good.
You ruined my joke. Go carry on. God damn it, Brock.
I am hoping. Yeah, I really am hoping the FF's good. But
which one you are.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Now Bryce is looking at pictures of Jackie.
How old is this guy?
Huh?
How old is this guy?
Late 20s, early 30s.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool. I love the Crayola.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Bryce, look at me.
It's great.
And then look at me.
It's great.
He got it
FF?
down.
James Robinson? Anyone? I don't know.
James Robinson, incredible guy.
Did you read Invaders?
What's that?
I didn't think it's that good. The number one?
I read all of his recent books. The last book that I enjoyed, to be honest with you, was some of his Justice League America.
Yeah.
You didn't read Earth 2?
I read some of it. Only because I'm like a big fan of Nicholas Scott. I mean,
I love Robinson, but like I said, the Invaders, I wasn't, didn't hit it for me. But FF, I think that can be.
And Leonard Kirk is pretty sick.
Yeah,
too.
he's a good artist.
I like that guy. He kind of is like a poor man's Eaglesham.
I think that's good. Is a good bet. So,
I gotta look at that again.
Telementor? This is like Terminator, but I'm reading this wrong. Telementor? Anyway, he asks on Twitter, do any of us collect action figures or statues?
Oh, no.
If so, what do you own? And the answer is yes. We all own a whole lot of action figures and
That's
statues.
a real loaded question.
Yeah.
Especially the HeroClix players.
I think this could be an episode on its own.
The person that probably has the biggest problem here is the one that's sitting across from me, I think.
Toby's
Do
got a
we
lot.
include statues with?
Yeah. Actually, he said action figures and statues.
Okay.
So I know myself. I have a nice display case with all my figures I opened up.
How many JLU is in your set? I need to go to your house just to look at that shit.
I brought them all to the store. I'm actually going to sell them. There's just like limited stuff. I got rid of them. I got burned out on those real hard.
Really?
And they don't stand up. I have a really hard time displaying them. I never had a good way.
They have the big chest.
Didn't they ever come out? They came out with stands.
Those
though,
stands
right?
suck.
The little blue ones.
Yeah, they suck.
Like genetically
I
modified
see
chickens.
that, dude.
But I got a ton of DC stuff. I have, although I do have my nice Marvel shelf with all my new Warriors.
my man.
Yeah, I got like 3 or 4 Nova statues.
You got that Nova statue one, the last Bowen that came out?
Yeah. I got all
Only 3
those.
or 4 Ryan Slacker.
It's all I have every Nova statue that's been made.
Nope, not the HeroClix.
Not yes, I do. I have the HeroClix ones. Yeah, I totally do.
All right, shit talking fail.
I like Ryan's display at home. I've seen it. It's pretty nice.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
nice
you.
and
I
neat.
actually need to come by and see it. I haven't seen it since
got
you
a
put the
Irish shirt
bookcases
on.
in.
Yeah. Brock, I know you have some action figures.
Yeah, I got into the Batman Arkham City action figures.
I think
they're
Brock
nice,
is the
but
safest out of all of us here.
I've cut back on a lot of it. Like the new DC Direct figures, they're nice, but
Yeah.
It's just like they keep pumping them out. And
Well, I picked up like the Big 7 New 52 box set, and like that was I'm kind of done.
Dude,
after that.
I cannot wait to get that fucking the Crime Syndicate box set. I got to order that from you.
Okay, that looks cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
where I'm
look
going to
Crime
fold.
Syndicate. That's it.
I think that's where I'm going to. No, I think that's what's going to open up the floodgates.
Oh,
because I
again.
need to get Pandora. I need to get Deathstroke.
Well,
it's horrible.
The story with Omar here is he used to be a hardcore action figure collector until HeroClix came out, and you got an HeroClix. Now you're done. I mean, you don't buy figures anymore.
Yeah, I really
do you?
don't buy figures just
Yeah.
because
But
HeroClix
you
can
got a
get
nice
expensive.
little display at home too. I've seen
Thank
that
you.
one also. I like it.
Thank
I mean,
you.
if you got more, I don't even think it fit. So you have
Yeah.
like just your collection. It's nice. You stop, you move to another thing.
I mean,
I think that's
where
the
I
perfect
am.
way to do.
Yeah,
I
that's
almost
true.
can't fit anything else in my shelf. That's why I don't really get them anymore.
Because if you keep collecting, they're going to get in different sizes and you have to start all over. It's
Yeah,
bullshit. So
totally.
you're actually at a good point
Now-
to
now
stop
let's-
and just enjoy it.
Now, let's see
true.
what Bryce does for action figures and statues, and then we'll move to Toby.
Uh-oh.
Let me just say something. Being a closet nerd for the majority of my adult life, other than HeroClix, which are easily hideable,
Except when you have hundreds of thousands of them.
You just say to your sons.
Touche. So I can also say, thank you,
Yeah.
Tobias, that the dawn of having a child of your own allows much more leeway in having action figures all over the house.
you can hide them in plain sight.
And then everybody's like, "Oh my god, your son really likes superhero action figures, huh? He's not even 2. He doesn't even know what side is the ass and which side is the head." So anyway, no, I actually don't have a lot. I've gotten some gifts from loved ones, but not that many action figures in our possession. I had them when I was a kid, and I can't wait till little man is old enough to appreciate them. Because I'll spoil the
pass
shit out
them
of
on?
him, because they'll be
Nice.
like for him,
Very
aka
nice.
for me, kind of like when we're watching Superhero Squad in the morning.
Yeah.
I think Bryce is screwed when they do like how Green Lantern had the Guardian 3-piece statue thing with all the Green Lanterns and stuff
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
Guardians.
yeah.
So that you're screwed if they do an X-Men Gold statue like that or an X-Men Blue.
Oh,
I
there's
don't know what that means, but I do know that this whole like Marvel Select where you have to buy like every action figure to get the piece to build MODOK or whatever. Like, I can't wait for little man to be like, "Daddy, why do I want I don't know, the thing?"
You don't even. There is an old, I believe it was from Sideshow, that had the X-Men, and it was like the X-Men Blue and Gold, and they were like on this destroyed Sentinel. These pieces were like $300 or $400 a piece. The Sentinel pieces would light up, like Cyclops would have like this visor
Oh, yeah,
lit up
that
and
was
stuff
a-
like that.
that was a cool set.
It was
That was a awesome
ridiculous. Yeah, those were amazing pieces, and like I mean, it'd be a couple grand for all of them, and now they're worth $10,000 because
Challenge accepted.
they're like $1,000 each now.
Seriously,
Oh.
And I just want to interject. I have a few cosplay friends, and sometimes I wish I could be sculpt down my body and become this incredible cosplay hero that people just send Kotobukiya statues to,
Jeez.
and like Kotobukiya flies you out just to hang out with them and everything. Dude, how that Kotobukiya? I hate you,
They're amazing,
dude. The shit they throw out and they
That's what
slang
makes the statues.
the statues, and they've also gotten into the kind of like smaller busts, right? Like the
Well, they're doing all these like $50, $60 like action figures right now, but they're basically statues.
Yeah.
They're really nice. Yeah, Hot Toys is where it's at for statue or for action figures.
Yeah.
but they're $200. But they're amazing.
where's Hot Toys from?
Hong Kong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I figured-
where? Who is in charge of the toys that I can get my 2-year-old
One was ill.
and still enjoy them to a certain extent myself?
Yeah, I mean, any store really. I mean, the big box stores, Targets or Walmarts, they're going to have the stuff that's more kiddie aimed. We honestly don't get offered that stuff at places like this. At comic stores, they don't offer. I mean, we could go through Mattel or something, but we have to pay like $5,000 for like a minimum order or something ridiculous. Like we can't afford that stuff. There's no way. We don't sell that many figures in a year. So
Yeah, that's weird. I know that I only do my shopping through Ryan Higgins.
nice. Toby.
You say that with a smile, though.
Toby. Now you have cold turkeyed a whole lot
It's called not having money
for your
and running out of space.
Well, there's that
It's a
too.
combination of two things: running out of money and running out of space, and realizing there's more to life than action figures.
But you have an epic action figure and statue
I guess.
collection.
I guess.
Just whatever you do not put in storage, because that's how Storage Wars
I would
show
love
has come up.
I would love
I'm sure
not-
someone's making out like a bandit. I think I probably left some stuff in LA in a storage. And
Yeah, dude, do not
Yeah.
put shit in storage. I know when you put shit in storage, unless you're like, a shop owner or whatever, forget about it.
Yeah.
It's done.
I want
I call it the black hole. I just
Yeah.
keep putting shit in it.
what I want is for you to get your house finished. So
Yes.
then one weekend you can invite us all over, and we
Yes.
could put up all your bookshelves.
Yeah.
and then and then take out all your action figures and statues and display everything with you.
Yeah, and
so
so
we can-
I'll never get married after that, and no girl will ever come to my house.
You just have
Yeah,
the one
excellent.
room. All you need is the one room, the one nerd room. That's fine. You hide it all there.
I don't think all my stuff will fit into one room. That's the problem.
You get like multi layers of like you've been like those
Like a
Asian shops.
shifting wall, a shifting wall.
Yeah, with like the
Yeah.
bookshelves that just slide back
And
and
fucking
forth.
finish your movies
Yeah,
and become famous,
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah.
So you can invite us to your fucking studios in
I'll
LA.
have a back cave and put all that shit
Yeah,
in there.
how about that?
There you go. I'll buy Kevin Smith's house, which used to be owned by Batfleck, and have my own back cave. But
right.
when I moved, it was a ton of everything, though. It was like, I like comic books, there was a ton of comic books. I like movies, there was a ton of movies. I like music, there's a ton of music. And yes, there was a ton of action figures.
Now, this past weekend was a Super Bowl, which I'm sure no one at this table watched.
It was so boring.
It was a
because,
slaughterfest.
because we're all horrible nerds.
I won some money watching it.
Nice,
And betting on it.
So really, everybody here watched except for Ryan Higgins.
I watched the Puppy Bowl like 4 times because that's just what we left on.
Dude, it was in 3D also.
The Puppy Bowl?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's
just-
a 3D
got
channel out there, but I don't have a 3D
of
TV.
Animal Planet.
Omar was just saying that because they were so cute. He felt like
They are
were
very
in 3D.
cute. They're very
Yeah,
cute
yeah.
dogs at the Puppy
Yeah,
Bowl.
it's
like smell-o-vision.
You're
But-
looking at it from the back end.
But they had all these trailers for stuff, and I didn't. The only commercials I saw was the Transformer trailers because holy shit, Transformers 4, yes, Dinobots, Grimlock.
Oh, yeah,
Yes!
if Grimlock wasn't in there, you wouldn't be jumping around and be smiling like a little boy right now.
Oh,
would
it's
you?
it's all Dinobots. I mean, I love Transformers 3, but this is all Dinobots, baby.
Well,
Man,
it
I'm
says
so excited.
extinction in the name.
I think that car was on the wrong side of the road.
But dude, if they don't do it right with me, Grimlock,
Yeah.
just call me Swoop. Like,
Yeah.
dude, if they don't do that shit right, dude, then they're fucking idiots
Yeah.
because they fucked up on Starscream.
Yeah,
The only
yeah,
one they
yeah.
got right was kind of Soundwave
Soundwave
Yeah.
is okay. I didn't mind him.
and Optimus. But dude, come on, Optimus is like the
Optimus.
biggest biff, dude.
No, Bumblebee.
Oh, I trust you, and now I'm getting ass raped by you.
But
Mark Wahlberg just looked weird in that. And
there are these.
Hey, leave Marky Mark alone.
I'm just saying.
However, outside of
He's
that,
going to say to Optimus, hey, hello to your motherfucker.
there were some comic book related ads, as well as the Captain America trailer, which I did not watch because
yes.
I am now in complete shutdown. I believe Bryce is probably in a similar fashion.
Okay, let's talk about it.
And my buddy Trey does that too. It's so gay.
I saw the first trailer and now I'm done. I don't want to see anything else.
Yeah, but you didn't even see the Falcon in the first trailer.
I saw him when I rewatched
Sure
it.
you did.
Oh my
Sure
god,
you
the
did.
movie won't be as good. He didn't see Falcon in the trailer.
He didn't.
No, he completely missed it the first time around.
I just saw a bunch of people
Yeah,
jump off the helicarrier.
Yeah,
I didn't know
a
there
guy
was
with
Falcon.
like giant wings.
Yeah, it was only
didn't
blue
see him.
skies, okay? Just blue skies. It wasn't nighttime, all right?
Well, anyway, so for those that did see the Captain America trailer, because we had a few people ask about it, what did you think?
Oh, I thought it looked amazing. I mean,
can't fucking wait.
they used a decent amount of footage from the first trailer, but they did add a little bit more to this one and kind of gave it more of a story layout. So
I almost didn't want to see more of that.
Yeah, I think that they just showed way too much.
Yes.
I do appreciate that Captain America is going to be treated with a lot more seriousness and put people around him that have, Falcon could maybe throw in some jokes. I like Captain America being a serious leader, kind of, all around, starchy guy.
what I think is funny is they still hid the identity of the Winter Soldier, and then they released pictures, I guess, today of who the Winter Soldier is. I'm like, really?
Well, everybody knew that's the case. I mean, you knew that, but
Normal
we knew
people
that, but
did.
normal people wouldn't know that. So
I like
now
how
it's
we
kinda-
call them normal people.
yeah, normal people.
Now, I understand Ed Brubaker has a cameo in this movie.
Yes.
oh yeah, boy.
Yes.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Good for him.
I think
Yeah.
Stan Lee's done. I don't think Stan Lee's in Winter
No,
Soldier.
he's not in
Hey.
Guardians.
Or is it Guardians he's not in?
Yeah, because
Okay.
he said he didn't create it or he didn't work with Guardians, and that was
Okay.
his excuse
No.
for not being in it.
Okay.
Good for him.
All I can say about Cap Winter Soldier is Robert Redford's in it. Oh yeah.
Really?
Dude, Robert Redford. I mean, if you think about it, dude.
Did you not see the first trailer,
Yeah.
or did you just miss things like Ryan did?
I'm sorry. Maybe you missed Ryan and my entire point of not watching trailers, so that we get to.
Well, Ryan watched the
enjoy-
first one.
I watched the first one. I watched one. That's what I'll watch. Oh,
Traitor.
Bryce doesn't watch anything.
I don't watch trailers.
Okay.
For the most part, if I can help it, because I like to have the whole movie.
No.
Look, those
I like it.
images that you've seen sear themselves into your brain,
Yes.
and you have an idea, however innocuous it may be.
But I like to
as
jump
how
up and down for 6 months and being super happy until I watch the movie.
I think Avengers.
now if the
I
movie-
think that's hyperbole.
Yeah, but if you
Tobias.
watch
I don't
the-
think that you're
but if
jumping
you-
up and down for 6 months.
Yeah, I do.
One thing I appreciate.
If you watch a movie and it sucks, you didn't have 6 months of joy.
One thing I appreciate about the way they do trailers these days, I would say probably more so in the last year and a half, and you can probably jump in on it being an insider in the industry. They throw in a lot of scenes that actually never made the film, and they edit it in a way that doesn't sequentially relate.
Sometimes, yeah.
So there's some things like I remember from Man of Steel, I saw in the trailer, and it never was in the film. I don't
Well,
remember
one
it
of the
ever being-
movies. One of the movies that got me to really stop watching trailers was Avengers. When I'm watching the trailer and they show the Hulk jump up and grab Iron Man, like slide down that building, like that's such a powerful scene in the trailer, and that was really a big focal point towards the back half of that trailer. And I remember watching the movie, and I'm like, that scene hasn't happened yet. He's gonna fall through that, and the Hulk's gonna catch him. So it's like
But Higgins, no one thinks like you. Okay.
That's not true.
Hold on.
Plenty of people
I
think like
disagree
me.
with Ryan 99% of the time.
Okay.
I agree with this.
That scene. When I'm in a film, I'm watching this shit, and I'm not thinking about, oh, wait a minute, I already saw that scene. And
No. Neither am I, but I do know, even though I'm aware that they don't always
Yeah.
show the stuff in
Yeah.
that they show in trailers more than they necessarily might show during the movies.
I can't argue with that.
I still like, even just knowing that there's going to be some big battle where the Hulk catches Iron Man, whether or not you're consciously or subconsciously ready for it, just sort of like taking away, like, I want to be fucking hit with that
Sure.
during the movie. I don't
Yeah.
want to be seeing the trailer and being like, oh man, that's going to be awesome when that happens.
Yeah.
Like,
But we all know, too,
I totally get that there's different types
sure,
and there's
sure,
different people who are
sure.
like, oh man, this is going to be fucking awesome now and when I see it.
Yeah.
For me, I just,
But-
it's going to be awesome then.
The hype machine is so important, though, right? So it's not just the film; it's
but
product placement.
You can't
commercials.
You can't go above 10
Right?
out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
So there's another movie. And actually, and this breaks with what I said earlier, it's just called The Amazing Spider-Man 2, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have a subtitle.
No.
Correct? So
No,
yeah,
I'm
just
pretty
Amazing
sure
Spider-Man 2.
they.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
No.
Well-
They released the name. It's Amazing Spider-Man. We're trying really hard for the Sinister Six.
Yeah, it's like Enter the Sinister Six. Didn't they do that shit? They did listen, in the middle of the one of those trailers. They did like something.com. Yeah, they
I don't
did.
know. Well, anyway, did you watch The Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer?
Yes, I did.
Was it any good?
Yes, it was.
I
that
also
first-
watched the trailer because I don't give a fuck.
Well, because that first trailer was pretty awesome. Like I'm kind of stoked for this. I mean, who knows if it's going to be any good? But I was pretty excited by that first
Yeah.
trailer. So
It was okay.
I hated the first movie, so I'm not going in and thinking it's going to be great.
Jesus.
You hated the first movie
I did.
because he was pretty much you in high school.
What?
I have
I
to
wish.
fight.
Quit projecting, right?
I have to fight Omar and Bryce about Man of Steel. I have to fight you about fucking Amazing Spider-Man. I have to fight Brock on something, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll find something.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Losing battles everywhere, Toby.
Ah, shut
Toby.
fuck.
Bryce and I were talking about this on the ride here.
Yes.
And how Spider-Man, and you, again, have a different kind of taste in movies because you can kind of see the marketing ploys and other things that they're trying to, overall,
care about
Spider-Man
the
wasn't made. Spider-Man wasn't made for the average of our generation. Right?
Correct. So, look, to net it out, Omar does like Amazing Spider-Man. I hated it. But what you have to
Well,
keep
no,
in-
I'm not fighting you guys on that one. Only fighting with Ryan on that one. I'm fighting with you guys about Man of Steel.
Oh, fuck Man of Steel.
See?
So
That was fucking trash. What?
there is more movie news though besides these trailers.
Yeah,
and everything
Zuckerberg.
like that. Yeah.
Take that, Zuckerberg.
So some guy named Jesse Eisenberg, who I'd never heard of until the other day.
How
What?
you never heard of
I
this
have no
guy?
idea who this guy is.
Oh my
was
God.
cast.
What kind of crack
He's-
is he smoking?
You've never seen Zombieland.
I have seen Zombieland. I had no idea.
You've never seen The Social Network.
No, I didn't.
You've never
Rio-
seen Adventureland.
No, Marvel Studios. What are you guys talking about? Marvel Studios confirmed him as Speedball.
Yeah, okay. New favorite actor. But Jesse Eisenberg is
You
going
would
to,
make a good speedball.
who played Mark Zuckerberg in the Social Network movie, is going to play Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman, Man of Steel 2, World's Finest, whatever the hell they're calling
You know
the
what?
movie.
You know what's hilarious? Is, just before the podcast, I saw somebody post where they had taken a picture of him and was it
Make him bald?
Superman Unchained 5 or 4, where Lex is just standing on the cover, and they look pretty much similar except for the hair.
That's cool.
So
But Also, Jeremy Irons, who was not Vin Diesel, I found out, will be playing Alfred.
You don't know who?
So, I don't know actors.
Wow.
Like
Jeffrey Irons is Alfred?
Jeremy Irons as Alfred.
He's good.
Yeah.
Jeremy Irons. He was like, what was his last big show that he was in? It was
Jeremy Irons, everything he touches turns to gold. What? Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What?
I'm excited.
Vin Diesel and Jeremy Irons?
I'm just like, Jeremy Irons. And I
Vin Diesel. Take Vin Diesel out.
Can I say I know why Vin Diesel is imprinted all over Ryan's brains
it's
because he was watching
Fast
his
and Furious is
YouTube.
the best thing
He was
ever.
watching his YouTube video about him dancing and stuff. So Ryan was just like, he was like, what's the shot?
Groot.
Oh, turned it on blast.
He's like, that's Groot. That's Groot. That's Groot.
I'm like,
that dude dancing is Groot.
No, Jeremy Irons, Vin Diesel. They both have these very like manly last names. I was just thinking like Jeremy Irons. That's
And
that
one is
guy?
a tree.
I'm like, is that the guy that's in Guardians? Oh no, that's some other guy. Who the hell's Jeremy Irons? Yeah, I don't know actors. I don't know.
Jeremy Irons has been around
Vin Diesel
forever.
was
Yeah.
Alfred. Hey Bruce, let me get you that coffee for you.
So
Other than the 30-year age difference and immense acting talent differential, I don't know how you mistook them.
yes. Now I know who Jeremy Irons is, having gone on this thing called the internet and a website called Internet Movie Database and going, oh yeah, I know Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
So these guys are now playing Lex Luthor and Alfred in Man of Steel 2. So
Okay, quick side question. Who's played Pennyworth the best so far?
Alfred?
Fuck.
Oh, it's Michael
Michael
Caine.
Caine.
Michael
Yeah.
Caine, okay.
What?
I mean, I love the guy.
That's not even a discussion.
Yeah, well, can you name another?
I really
there's
like.
only two others,
I really like the guy that played him in the first four Batman.
except for it's all like.
he's good.
Oh, Miss Vicky Vale, I need you to go over there because me and Bruce need to talk about something.
Yeah, that guy was good, but
Secret.
Remember that? Was it the Diet Pepsi commercials that he used to do on TV?
Yeah, he was really good in commercials, I
Yeah.
think.
yeah. So,
I can't
but
remember his name.
yeah, I'm terrible. I don't
And
remember.
then the other one is from the
first
60s.
four Batman movies had the same Alfred?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't
He's
even
the only
know
actor.
that.
He's the
to stay
only
all way
actor to stay the
all
same.
the way.
Dude, that's fucking incredible. I didn't know that.
yeah, he's good.
Oh, but he's good in commercials, I heard.
Yeah,
So-
he is.
From you just now.
Really good.
Yeah, I'm cool with these guys. I mean, Jesse Eisenberg. I am convinced he needs to end up in that Crisis on Infinite Earths gold
Yes!
suit, right?
Yes! I
Right?
feel the same way. We're
'Cause that's-
green for once.
Because
Wow.
he's totally got that Jufro.
No, he's
and
totally got
he's
it.
gonna have that. He's gonna
Wait,
have
is
that.
he playing Lex Luthor or Alexander?
But that's exactly right.
He's got to be Alexander Luthor.
Which
right.
one is he playing?
Well, it's Lex Luthor, but he could totally be Alexander Luthor.
Dude,
If DC has their way, he'll be playing both, and they'll add in 100 other characters.
Crisis movie confirmed. So
So they're going to record all Alexander Luthor stuff now while he has hair, and then
Yeah.
shave his head and record the
Yeah,
Lex.
take
I
it
can
later.
totally see him be this like apathetic guy, like all in front of the public media, this young genius. Oh, I'm trying to help them.
No, I could see him as a creepy scientist.
And then like, motherfuck that guy. Fuck Batman and fuck Superman.
Hate
Kill
Superman.
both of them.
Well, they're both the same age. Him and what's his face, Superman. So the actors are both the same age. So they're trying to be maybe a little bit of an age.
I mean,
get that age
Eisenberg will
difference
bring
down.
the seats in too because
Yeah.
he has indie cred and mainstream cred.
Well,
so.
you know, they were listening to the crowds, obviously, because everybody we're looking for Heisenberg. And they probably just misheard for Eisenberg. So, like,
Yeah, there you
we're
go.
just going to get Jesse Eisenberg. That's what the
good one.
crowd wants,
a good
really.
one, yeah.
Boy, the kid's name was Jesse, right? So it was like Jesse and Heisenberg. It's
Yeah,
it's Jesse.
Heisenberg, yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
That is so funny.
That would be, you got the wrong Heisenberg. I'm sorry.
All right, next.
More Superman news.
By the way, that's a terrible choice. I know that you're about to move on, but
Oh no, seriously. So what do you guys think? I mean, I have no problem with this kid. He's whatever. He's a guy. I don't know. No,
He's,
who
I don't know.
cares?
I'm going to get attacked by all the Jesse Eisenberg lovers.
Is there
and apologists.
Jesse Eisenberg lovers? I mean, there's a lot of Heisenberg lovers. I don't know if there's a lot of Eisenberg lovers.
So I think there are. He has done a lot of indie movies. I think that he plays the same character in every role that he's in for
That's
the
the
most
problem.
part.
Agreed.
And by the way, Lex Luthor should be way older than Superman.
Yes.
I think this is yet another casting horrible decision.
But this is probably like Earth 2036 or something. Like this is not Earth 2. This is not going to ever be a part of canon. Everyone's going to forget about this in 10 years.
well, if you go back,
This is going to be Tim Burton. This is Zack Snyder's.
podcast. Ryan Higgins was talking about how Arrow was going to become part of the DC universe. So
The
Well, that's their
movie-
hope. That's only his hope.
By the time Superman vs. Batman is going to come out, Arrow's going to have the entire DC universe under its belt already.
Yeah.
They're like, Justice League, I got everybody else.
Yeah,
should.
Shoosh.
yeah. I mean, I'm really into daytime soaps, but just not in the big screen.
So I don't know. I like this guy. I'm sure he's great in indies. I like him in some movies.
Yeah.
I think that he's like who's that kid? The kid
Michael
Jason
Cera?
Bateman's son. Yes, thank you. He plays the exact same character
Yes.
in everything he's ever been.
No,
in.
different. There's a difference. No, Michael Cera, he does more comedy. I think that Eisenberg does more dramatic acting, and his acting is very subtle. Like
Do mix the two up quite a bit.
yeah,
though.
like because
Okay, but they are both typecast
Yeah.
ridiculously.
But yeah, I mean, if
Yeah.
you're playing, the difference between Mark Zuckerberg and Lex Luthor is,
Lex
I mean,
Luthor's just
if you
more-
watch Social Network,
He is Lex Luthor in Social Network. by
dude,
the way.
he totally is, and you like think you watch him and you're like, dude, this guy's a fucking prick, but he's genius.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
But he uses everybody. He gets them all together, and he thinks he does it in a way where it's not like, oh, it's accidental. I didn't mean to hurt anybody. I didn't mean to fuck off Spider-Man like that.
That's Green Goblin.
Spider-Man and Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
It's Green Goblin.
Harry
What do you
Osborn.
mean?
Harry Osborn. Oh yeah.
No, Spider-Man
Andy
was
Garfield.
Andrew
Oh,
Garfield.
the new one. Yeah,
Yes.
I forgot.
Come on, you're fucking ruining his story. Fuck.
Yes. So
Or
Spider-Man
shoot.
got totally dicked by Lex Luthor in the Social Network. Let me guess. There's going to be some Facebook chat going on next, right?
Jesus.
I hope so.
I see.
hope
Some
so.
memes and everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I think that Ben Affleck was a bad decision. I think that Jesse
Yeah.
Eisenberg was a bad decision. I think that I saw pictures and I don't remember her name. I'm sorry.
Gail Gadot.
Gal.
Gal Gadot. Yeah,
Look,
Gal
she's very
Gadot.
attractive. I think she's a terrible Wonder
Oh,
Woman.
I'm
I think
rooting
this
for her.
movie is
I'm
just
rooting for her
like-
too. She's
Yeah.
incredibly beautiful.
I'm really rooting for her.
I hope that
She was a
I hope
badass in
this
Fast and
movie is
Furious.
amazing, but just like the casting decisions.
She's like Natalie
it's
Portman
like-
on steroids.
Yeah.
There are a lot of very pretty girls that could have been better choices, in my opinion, for Wonder Woman.
But she has like the
There are a lot of-
physicality that she can probably grow into.
She.
Dude, just get her on some roids. She's good to go.
I'm rooting for Gal. I mean, that wasn't my first choice, but I'm rooting for her.
What?
But-
We're all rooting for her.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
But Batfleck was a surprising choice. Eisenberg was a really surprising choice. Either they're really a bunch of geniuses over there, or this is going to be a very interesting movie when it comes out.
By surprising, do you mean bad?
there's been some rumor that they're going to be filming for 10 months, that's 2 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that Justice League movie being filmed at the same time, that rumor's starting to sound a lot
What's the newest
more
rumor on
likely.
Green Lantern? Is it still Denzel?
Oh, no. All that stuff is gone.
But the big thing
All
is
that's
this.
gone.
That's
okay?
too bad. That
The
would've
big
been
thing
kinda
is
funny.
no one wants to compete with Abrams' Star Wars. That would just be
and I don't think we talked about this. Man of Steel got pushed to 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because Batfleck broke his leg.
First week in May.
yeah. That's a nice spin.
Who else?
No, it's exactly what it.
What?
It couldn't,
Well,
Well,
hold
they
on,
could have
on.
done it. Drop him off this crane and
Hold on.
Oh,
hold
I
on,
forgot
hold
to tie
on.
him up.
Hold on. First week in May. What else is the first week in May? Marvel movie every single year.
Ah, they
They're
like
going
that.
straight up against a Marvel movie.
I like that. Some
That's a-
competitive businesses is all right.
Yeah, but what they're not going head to head against is
what?
The Avengers.
Avengers 2.
Well, yeah,
Age of
sure,
Ultron.
sure, yeah,
Yeah, Age of Ultron, Star Wars, and we were on the same time.
yeah.
Yeah, but you're saying
a
like
bunch
they're
of
going to
movies-
go up against a Marvel movie. It's
Hey.
like, well, they're not going up against a Marvel movie that they
Hey.
fucking sacked
The
up
World
against.
of Warcraft movie got pushed back to 2016. A bunch of those big 2015 movies all got bumped.
Did you guys hear about the
I want to
news
see
about
Vin Diesel in World of Warcraft.
since we're talking about all the movie stuff?
Yes.
I think it was on Bleeding Cool.
What?
On Collider?
What?
About how this one movie insider chick watched Captain America and then she pretty much spoiled the
not
trailer.
reading those articles.
She
Sorry.
spoiled. She spoiled like the end scene.
That's all right.
No, I don't want to.
Well, actually,
I don't want to know anything.
You don't wanna know anything? You wanna talk about it? Okay, cool.
Can I just theorize though? How badass and ballsy would it be of Marvel to have what's his face Bucky replace Captain America at the end of Winter Soldier, and that in the Avengers movie that we're gonna have Bucky the Winter Soldier Captain America.
That'd be cool.
That'd be freaking badass.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I mean, that'd be bad. I think that'd be really ballsy.
So,
I think that'd be.
I feel like I need to spoil it because it's all over the internet, and I'm
No.
surprised you guys
I don't
avoided
know
it.
For
I
the
don't
love
know
of
it.
God, no.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I haven't heard anything about
This
this.
article is huge.
No,
You know
I don't want
about
to know
it?
anything.
It's everywhere.
No.
Stop. Bryce's head is going to pop.
No.
We talked about it
I
already.
was convinced that we were going to hear about it on the podcast, so I asked Omar to spoil it for me. It is a great spoiler, maybe as a teaser for next time. Or I don't know.
No.
but-
No,
You're
no,
gonna,
God,
dude,
no.
You are crazy. You of all people that has spoiled more things for me in my life.
Spoil
than
it.
anything
Spoil
else.
it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
The
No.
twins. The twins.
The twins.
The twins. Who are the twins?
have
That are
no
associated
twins.
with the Avengers. How
end
about we
scene.
leave it there?
Yeah.
How about we leave it there? And
Yeah.
if any
Oh.
listeners know who we're
Okay.
talking about,
Scarlet and Quick.
Sure,
Oh,
whatever.
that took about half a second, Ryan.
So, Bleeding Cool.
You know what sucks though? I just realized I won't
previously-
be around to watch it for you guys.
Bleeding Cool previously reported that Geoff Johns was asked by DC Comics and Diane Nelson to not write more than 2 comic books a month. Has cut back after Forever Evil ends. He will only be writing 1 book.
I think Omar, you need to
Justice
write
League,
her a
give him-
nice little note again.
Justice
Close
League.
my ears. I don't want to hear Superman.
So the rumor is that he will be taking over Superman.
Yay!
Wait for it.
That's it.
No. What's the artist?
Well, there's been talk that John
Oh,
Romita Jr.
hell no! Please no!
Oh, wow.
There's been talk that John Romita Jr. is going to be doing a Superman book, but they've been talking about that for a while. I have no idea.
Let's just hope that Superman dies.
How would this guy? How would this guy from Batman and Robin annual? Doug Mankey?
Doug Monkey's amazing. Yeah,
Let's get Doug Mankey.
he's amazing.
He's the greatest.
Yeah, let's
he's
get
one of the
him.
greatest. He's
Him and
incredible.
Johns worked together for years on Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Look, I'm all up for Superman being written by Geoff Johns because those books need some saving.
He did an amazing job in the action.
Dude, I mean,
when-
and
when
how
he had
can you
action.
beat that? I really think that he was on all levels. He was not the big kind of like scion mystic muse for Warner Brothers Entertainment at that time, and he was focusing on comics only really at that
Right.
time. I don't think we're going to get better work from him. I really don't feel like it. I think he's hit his upper level. Forever Evil, without a doubt, the last Justice League book that came out last week, incredible.
Yeah.
Putting just a whole issue about Cyborg, making people care about him. Obviously going back to that idea that you said about potentially seeing Teen Titans again. I mean, that's the way to do it. But I just don't. I'm sorry. I loved Action Comics, and I jumped on that book because of Johns.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And again, because of Frank too.
Yeah,
But
if it's Romita Jr., that's
sorry,
Nope.
that's tough.
Can't do it.
That's tough. But we'll find out.
that's a bummer.
Johns being on Superman's amazing. Romita Jr. being on may not be so good. However, there's I think potentially bigger news at DC, and that is DC lost Mike Martz, who is the the head Batman editor,
Oh, how crazy was that? And how fast did that news get out?
who moved over to Marvel to now be a
Hashtag
senior,
fist bump.
now becoming a senior editor for for the X-Men line at
He
Marvel.
got promoted.
So, he basically took his old job back. I mean,
And he moved to X-Men, especially a promotion.
So
from Omar.
Mike Martz is one of the big New York guys who, when offered the job by DC to move to Burbank, obviously now turned it down because he's going back to Marvel. Batman's about the only thing DC's got going for him right now. I mean, Justice League and Forever Evil aside.
Hey, if we cut out
Martz-
some editorial, though, to be honest with you,
Well, that's
when Eddie Berganza, when he was editing Batman and Green Lantern, that was the shit. And I don't know what he's doing now these days. I think he was doing some writing for a little bit.
he's more head editorial now.
Yeah,
he's not
'cause,
like a line editor.
Yeah, because we miss him because he was killing it and he had clarity and allowed the creative teams to do their thing.
Well, that's why I'm hoping that, it sucks to see Mike Martz, but if we're losing more editors, that may be good for DC because DC's had some editorial issues this last year or two.
Yeah.
But guys like Snyder and Capullo are there because of Martz, and if Martz is gone, and so help me God,
Well-
if Marvel backs up the truck to Snyder's house and says, "So when are you coming over?"
Well, he's already he
Oh
was
my
at Image. He was the
God.
biggest draw. He was one of the biggest draws for Image. Expo.
Absolutely. I
know,
mean,
he was-
DC, whatever you've offered Snyder, double it and then double it again because if you lose him, it's done. It's done. It's over. What do they do? What are they going to do? What is
Vendetti didn't do shit. I'll tell you that.
No,
I'm sorry.
What are they going to do? Like that's it.
Charles Soule is good, but he can only write like 4 books. I don't think he can write like 6.
So I don't know. Like
He's writing like 4 DC books, 2 Marvel books, and 3 indie books.
yeah, unless DC's got some secret stash of creators somewhere, they lose Snyder. I don't even know what happens at that point. So. I'm just praying that whoever they get to edit these Batman titles doesn't piss Snyder off.
What's hilarious is this is happening at the anniversary of Batman.
Well, and I know Capullo's got, I think, at least a year left on his contract, probably taking him up through probably issue 36.
Yeah.
I could see them maybe extending it out one more year to 50, but that's probably it.
I don't know. Again, I say it again and again and again. I'm not the biggest Capullo fan, but they need to protect
That book-
Tomasi. They need to protect. They already lost Layman. I mean, that's a damn shame.
Yeah. But Snyder, no one is moving books like Snyder. Marvel and DC. Snyder is the number one.
Yeah.
You know, Bendis still sells books, but not at Snyder's level.
Yeah.
John still sells books, but not at Snyder's level.
I think that
he is on another plane right now.
Well, if you look at it right now, too, all of his tight relationships and bonds, his friendships, they're all like Image and Marvel.
Yeah.
Dude, Sean Murphy is doing so much work. Was it Sean Murphy?
Yeah.
He's doing so much work for Image now. He announces a new book with, I forget which writer. That one guy. Brubaker? I think he's doing.
Well, Brubaker's doing a new book with he's still doing stuff with Sean Phillips.
Yeah.
Not Sean Murphy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's doing like an anthology book.
Yeah.
Sean Murphy. So yeah, I don't know. I'm for the love of God, don't let Snyder go. I mean, Sex lose March. Obviously, the Batman line is DC's strongest line, and it's probably. I mean, he's the head editor, so it all rests at his feet. But that's some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, the only thing they can do to save, I think, DC right now, Diane, just steal Hickman. And then he'll fix everything.
Boo, bad advice.
Wait. No. I do like Avengers. Uncanny Avengers. Oh, no. All Avengers. Avengers, New Avengers. Those are my two favorite Marvel books right now. And Uncanny Avengers.
They've been great books.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Good stuff.
Batman's been consistent, but Superman's fallen off. Green Lantern has fallen off.
Superman never started.
No, it never did. The last, again.
I like Morrison's run on Action, obviously, but it's so standalone.
It's not
right. It has nothing to do with the rest of the books.
It's a particular taste.
Right.
Not everybody's going to enjoy it. It's
of
not like
course,
Action
of course.
Comics.
Yeah.
I mean, Action Comics got me into Legion. Who'd have thought I would be a Legion fan from that?
Oh, John's run of Action.
John's,
right?
Action Comics, yeah.
So, Geoff Johns, clone yourself or start writing 20 books, because I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
That would only take about 4 Geoff Johns, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Did we say thank you to that guy that did the little Creole art? That was awesome. I love that little book he did. That was perfect. Someone take a picture of it. That should be the picture.
Jackie?
Yeah.
Who did the little animated book here?
Cool
the
guy.
little pictures? Yeah, that's good stuff.
You mean this?
Hey, Omar. I heard you like comic books.
I do. I love comic books.
I heard there's a comic book you wanted to recommend for everyone.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's that time. It's that time.
It's that time again. Omar, what is your Comic Conspiracy Book Club pick? Don't do that. Of February 2014.
I thought it would.
The book is a book that is just a celebration. That's all it is. It is I was going to pick the book that I'm wearing the shirt of, but I'm like, yeah, I did it. I think I did an indie book last time.
Batman and Robin Annual #2.
No, that's
Battle
not.
of the Atom
No.
50th anniversary.
It's one of the most famed, glorious writers that
Just
you know
another Grant
has done
Morrison book.
animation and comics too.
Hold on. Breaking news. I just got a text from Ryan Scott. You really thought Jeremy Irons was Vin Diesel? You fucking idiot. Yeah, there you go.
Paul Dini. Okay, so I'm going to say, Paul Dini is the writer.
Yes.
The artist.
Mad Love.
The artist, Gilliam March. Just beautiful.
Gotham Sirens.
Beautiful. Gotham City Sirens. Unity, Volume 1.
Okay, only one problem with that.
What's that?
It's
Not in print.
way out of
Out of
print. It
print.
goes for a shitload of
What?
money on eBay. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
One goes for almost $200.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
There's no way we can
I'm
get...
not turning in my books to you, Ryan Higgins.
Wait.
Now I
No.
know.
Are you mean you can't get it in a paper book? You can't get it in hardcover? You can't
No.
get...
There are a lot of- oh, yeah.
so my picks have to be accessible too. God
mean-
damn it.
hold on.
The book club has to be readable.
Hold on. I believe those are available on Comixology, and if
Let's
they
look
are,
on Comixology.
that is fine.
Because again,
You should have approved this with him.
No,
Damn.
He is the boss.
no, well, I mean, if it's a big deal, I mean, to be honest with you, like,
Well, then have to be able to read it.
yeah. Exactly.
You have to give them multiple formats.
They have to be able to go into Barnes and Nobles and read it.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people read
And
this.
buy it
Though.
at the
I mean,
comic
Paul
book
Dini is
Omar, all
The
10
man.
people that subscribe to the book club have to be able to get this book.
for sure.
Because I only get like 10 votes anyway. So.
Yeah.
You get like 4 votes.
Well, I have a backup.
7 for
I have a backup, but it's just not as cool as this one because this one.
Hey, every X-Men book is cooler than
What
that one.
Paul D? Well, I didn't. You said I couldn't pick an X-Men book, and I almost did. So, I mean, what Paul?
wait.
Yeah?
Wait.
No? Not available?
No, I believe they are. At least yes.
Unity Volume 1.
It appears all
soundtrack that he-
the entire
that's
series
doing it.
is available on Comixology.
Boom.
So-
Then there you go.
So that is your way to
That's
read it.
probably the cheapest way to get it, anyways.
If you
don't
own
already
the
have
issues, right? So Gotham City Sirens, I believe that's 1 through 4.
20, yeah, well, Unity I think is 1 through 4 or 6.
it. 1 through 6, I think.
Oh, that's fine.
That's good.
Because I think
issues?
6 is a part of a story.
I think I have
but-
the single issues somewhere.
Yeah. I have single issues too. I can.
Well,
This might force me to go clean up some of my back issues.
You mean Union? Not Unity.
Oh,
Union?
really?
that's what he said. Union.
Oh, did you say Union?
No,
Oh, it's
he
1
said-
through.
no, he
sorry,
said Union.
Sorry, it's 1 through 7.
Oh, 1 through 7. Okay.
Yeah, because the
Okay,
5,
Union.
6, and 7 are a story
Union.
arc.
Yeah,
So.
that's what he said.
Yes.
Gotham City Central.
Gotham City Central?
No,
Gotham City Central.
not Rucka.
Gotham City Sirens.
Ryan Higgins.
Issues 1 through 7. The Union trade paperback, if you're lucky enough to own it. If not, digital.com, nextconspiracy.biz. You can go there and pick it up there. Or if you own the single issues, like myself and Toby, maybe Brock. And
I own
you own this? Omar? Or Bryce?
And I'm actually Bryce, but
Yeah.
I'll use Omar.
He's a better looking version. He was
Do you
me
have
like
the
5
issues
years
or do
ago.
you have the trades? Or?
Oh, no, I have the issues.
Okay, yeah. That's such a
Yeah,
good
I have
book.
the issue. So
It's a very good book.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk anymore about it because I don't know.
Well, can you give us like a taste, like a teaser?
I mean, it's
It's Skill of March.
it's Gil.
my
Okay,
God, that
so
says actually nothing to me.
it's like Adam Hughes if he knew how to do environments also, and then also
English man.
Adam Hughes. He does all the great, beautiful X-Men women.
I got it.
Oh
Catwoman, Harley Quinn,
no,
Poison Ivy.
dude, you're naming Batman villains. Name
Wait,
something
That's not that
else.
exciting.
Drawn, sexified.
So the Gilliam March. Let me just talk about Gilliam March.
Okay.
I love Paul Dini. Everybody, I don't need to talk about Paul Dini because everybody knows who he is.
Everybody.
Gilliam March is this cool ass Spanish kid that worked for Playboy, and he did illustrations for Playboy, and he did a book that I'm so glad that Image printed and published. Was a bunch of art that kind of went across. I don't think it did Marvel and DC stuff that was inside of it, or maybe some was,
Maybe
but
a little bit.
unofficial. But it was this pink book. It was girls, right? Remember, I was like, you had like 4 issues. I was like, thank you for ordering. I think I was one of your 4 orders.
I
and I was like,
need to get still. Get
oh
that. It's
my
awesome.
god, it's just like, yeah, it's just sexiness. It's Gotham. It's the story of Batman through the ladies that love him or don't love him. So Paul Dini, his characterizations are like no other. I don't think there's anybody that knows characters and knows the worlds, the storytelling. Maybe the only guy on that level is that animator from X-Men, Yost. Yeah, maybe Yost.
Yost
So,
is the man.
he's like he's like the Yost of DC.
DC, yeah.
He just
Although Paul Dini gets a lot more credit than Yost does.
for sure. Well, he's been around longer.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's been around
Nobody
longer.
knows what Yost does.
yeah.
He also
So-
wrote Thor.
Can I just say 2 things? First of all, that was an incredible sell, even though you were downplaying it at the beginning. Now I'm very excited about it. Except for the mental image of you grabbing a bottle of lotion, which is where my mental image stops, but I'm still disturbed.
If you go,
So when you read every 2 pages, just remember that what Omar does.
I'm going to show you the
Second of all,
pink book.
did you guys hear that Christopher Yost just got added to Craig Kyle's, Batman and Robin duo of being executive producer on the Fox X-Men films?
I do not.
Nobody heard that, and I'm actually now not as certain as I was that that's accurate. But I'm very excited because I'm pretty sure that's accurate.
Yeah, it probably is accurate because no one around the
So
table really
any
cares
of
about
you
X-Men as much
listeners,
as you.
that loved all new X-Men when it came out.
Those candies are yummy.
Scarlet Spider when it came out, I think was only Yost. But
Pop-up
Craig
artist.
Kyle and Christopher Yost have had a great succession of amazing books that they've done together. And now that they are Batman and Robin together for the X-Men films, look, no films will be as good as the Marvel Studios films, but the fact that they're together on the Fox films means that they will be slightly less sucky. So that is incredible news for those of us that like the X-Men.
Yeah, I don't know. anything
Yeah,
about Being on the, I thought didn't he work? Yeah, Toby, you said he worked on Thor, right?
Yeah.
For Yost? Yeah.
Yost did.
Yeah.
He co-wrote the screenplay for 4 too.
Yeah.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
Wait, Yost did? Mm-hmm. So maybe Craig Kyle joined him? One of them joined the other.
Yeah, and then-
to me, in my mind, they're a duo.
He's also a
and-
guy on the X-Men Evolution, created X-23.
Yeah, I don't think
And
I
they
don't think that's
wrote,
Yost. I don't think Yost has anything to do with the X-Men movies.
Okay, then Yost just joined. Something between Kyle and Yost.
Well, they're
They
the Batman
just-
and Robin, though. They always...
Yes, they are
they
the
always-
Batman and Robin. And
yeah.
they just rejoined for producership or producer...
Yo's is the one that's been doing a lot of producing.
Wait, time out.
lately.
Can I just say, how long has Fraser Irving been doing illustrations for Uncanny X-Men?
No, dude, that was the terrible book. Are you talking about X-Men Gold?
No, that Uncanny X-Men. This is Fraser Irving's on his name. Fraser Irving is incredible.
He has done a few issues.
No, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. This is a different book. Dude, so it harkens back when I was a wee lad of
turn 90 degrees to your
2
left.
weeks ago when I was on
Bryce,
a business
continue
trip.
turning 90 degrees to your left. Thank you.
Well, then I would just be 90 degrees off, Ryan. When Mr. Higgins was on the podcast and he was explaining about how the world of artists at Marvel has deteriorated, not in its
Thank
quality.
you, everyone, for listening to the Comic Conspiracy Podcast. I want to say it's been a great episode here. We've had a lot of fun. I think it's time for us to wrap up, though.
You
do you
do
really
say-
have something to say?
Yeah, I'm actually making you a serious point. You
Okay.
say in the last podcast, dear listeners, that artists at Marvel are actually irrelevant. Because, and you're not wrong,
This used to be the Batman. This used to be Batman, Batgirl, like Bat Family artists right here.
Omar is holding up Uncanny X-Men issue 10, which is a great picture.
Fucking bananas.
Okay, anyway, so what I am saying is that you were right what you said last week about how artists at Marvel and DC, I dare say, are almost obsolete due to the fact that they say, look, this whole Chris Claremont, John Byrne thing where we just stick you guys together and whenever it comes out, just make sure it comes out every month.
Exist, yeah.
It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Not for
and
the
so
artists.
now they say, and I think that they've been very successful, and I just want to point listeners out to the fact that Ryan Higgins acknowledged he was wrong about Marvel's double shipping, which I have been saying was great this whole time. Ryan Higgins was not enjoying, even though everybody was saying, well, Mr. Higgins, it means more sales for you. He was certain that it would surmise the doom for these books, but in fact it has been great sales mechanisms. Look, Marvel says, look, Jason Aaron, here's Thor. You get Asad Ribic? Asad? I'm sorry, I forget his name.
Asad Ribic, yeah.
Asad Ribic. For this arc, 6 issues.
Yeah.
Asad, you have a year to do this, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do 6 issues of this, and we're going to do 6 issues with the next guy.
Right. I think that's the best way to do it.
It is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And so you were right when you said that you were wrong about double shipping, and you were also right when you said that, look, Marvel has said poo-poo with the exclusive writer-artist relationship that is totally passé.
DC has mostly done the same. Like Capullo was a rare example with Snyder on Batman. That's not the way it's been.
Sure, I don't know if you're disagreeing or agreeing with me right now, but I can say that, yes, I think that what you're saying is that it has evolved for the better. And what Brock said, and I hardly ever agree with Brock, is that
I had a mini heart attack.
that things that they have evolved, and that the comics industry has changed, just in the capacity that
Toby.
the comics industry has changed in the capacity that we're used to writers and artists staying exclusively together. We're used to certain price points or maybe 25% increases, and all these things are, and a jump in the price point is going to lead to fewer readers, not more the same readers buying more money worth of things. But
Right.
you guys are all rolling your eyes.
I don't know where you're going with this.
We're waiting for you.
I'm just saying that you guys have been right in your previous podcast. I haven't been available to speak on it, but you guys, I just want to say, I just want to corroborate that you guys are right. I think that this price point thing that you were talking about last week was really scary. I do not think that lowering the price would get us more buyers of comics, and I don't think that raising it is going to generate more money for different reasons. But just wanted to add that.
Okay. Thank you for your comments. You can send us email at thecomicspiracy@geekbox.net, and we'll read your comments on the podcast if we deem it necessary. Toby is playing with candy and making lots of noise. Omar's taking drunk pictures, and Brock's laughing hysterically, which means it's time to end this podcast episode. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the podcast. Thank you. Sorry, you're all making too much noise. I'm shutting it off now. www.geekbox.net is where you can find this episode and all the previous episodes. The Comic Conspiracy at geekbox.net. You can go send us an email there, and we'll read your stuff on the air. Yeah, sorry, Bryce. It's over, man. It's done. Just give up. Okay, there you go. I'm Ryan Higgins, Ryan on Twitter. Brock's Brock Sager. Omar is Comics Syndicate. Toby is Toby XI. Lars is Bryce Larsen. Larsen Bryce. Bryce Larsen is Bryce Larsen is Larsen Bryce on Twitter. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. So, yeah. Brock's got his blog, conspiratorBrock.com. Omar has comicsantikind.com. Charlie's got the Infinite Longbox podcast, and hopefully he'll be here back next week. And he is also Insanity and Chaos on Twitter. Digital.comicsconspiracy.biz. Go and buy some digital comics from us. It's always good times there. Go buy your comics. Everyone loves comics. Who doesn't love comics? That's it. We're done. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we'll catch you next week.